There are roughly 7.5 billion people in the world. We are all made up of different characteristics and qualities. Approximately 1% of us share a unique characteristic in the way we speak. We stutter. While stuttering can interfere with our ability to communicate effectively with others, it does not define us. It is simply one part of who we are. I am a person who stutters. I am also a father, a husband, a veteran of the U.S. Armed Forces, and so much more. Stuttering is not my whole story. Stuttering is part of me.
Part of me.
Part of me.
It's a part of me.
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 Hi, I'm Dragan, and I'm 9.
My name is Lindsay, and I am 14 years old.
My name is Afif, and I am 12 years old.
I'm Dallas, and I'm 17.
My name. My name. My name is. My name is Majid Harthi, and I am. 23 years old.
So my name is Nate, and I'm 17.
My name is Tim, and I am 34 years old.
My name is Alex, and I'm 33 years old. I don't really do much. I just play video games all the time. Besides video games, I just hang out with my friends. Kind of just go out and just walk around, do stuff. Go like the mall, go out to like Palmer or something like that, just walk around.
Something that I'm really good at is when it comes to art. Mostly when it comes to music or when it comes to theater. I really like to play video games. I really like to go on hikes. Yeah. I'm really good at hockey.
I play soccer, and I'm normally a defense goalie. Me and my cousin Drea, at our nanny's house, we normally go to the creek and catch salamanders and crawdads.
There are a lot of different things that I like to do. Like I said, I love meeting people for the first time. I love going to movies. I really enjoy going to different art shows. I also enjoy going to the gym and working out or spending time with my friends.
I am really good at playing video games. I like to sleep and watch TV.
I enjoy golf. I enjoy skiing. I enjoy reading, watching sports. Right now, if I had to say, I would say I'm better at skiing than golf. I've been reading a lot of nonfiction lately. I'm really interested in psychology books and trying to, since I am an SLP, I like to try to relate that to how psychology plays such a large role in stuttering, and also how different personality types plays such a large role in stuttering as well.
I volunteer in the fire service, and that's really my biggest mode of fulfillment. It's the most amazing feeling to walk out of the hospital and knowing that the person you left behind there benefited from your care, and it's the greatest thing to give back to the community that really made me who I am.
My stuttering has changed quite a bit as I have gotten older. When I was a bit younger, I would primarily block. Typically now or within the past couple years, I have had more repetitions, but I also block and have prolongations as well.
Kind of in between, I get a little blocked.
Until recently with therapy, it was rough. It got rough for a while. It was okay up until about freshman year of high school, and then it kind of came back.
My speech definitely goes in cycles. I still have days when I'm less fluent, and definitely long periods of time when I seem to be more fluent. And I would say it varies situationally as well, but not always in ways that are predictable. So for whatever reason, whenever I talk to my parents on the phone, I tend to stutter more with them. And I've spent a lot of time trying to figure out why that might be, if I'm reverting to kind of a childhood version of myself. That's kind of the theory that I have, but it's definitely not related to, obviously, anxiety, because when I'm talking to my parents, I'm not anxious. So I definitely believe that stuttering is just an up and down kind of it behaves in waves, and there will be good days, there will be harder days, but yeah, it's never. It seems like it's never predictable is the one thing that I could say for sure.
It feels like there's just a wall, and I can't get to the other side.
It's like hard and annoying to have something to say, but you can't get it out.
The way I would like to describe my speech, it's probably like it always goes up and down, but I always try not to think about it.
So it's just the way that I express myself. It's how I communicate with others, and it's just and the stutter, I wouldn't really call it much of an impediment, because it doesn't really stop me. It's sort of just something else different about me that I've had, and that I continue to have every day, that has presented a set of challenges that I have fortunately been able to overcome.
Sometimes when you really are comfortable with the people that you're talking to, it doesn't feel so bad. I mean, it's always slightly frustrating that the words don't just flow out, because you know the feeling of that too, because when you're fluent, the words do flow out. So you do know what that feels like. And yeah, the anticipation of a block is probably the worst part of it, in my opinion, because you haven't stuttered yet, but you know that it's coming, and you have this feeling, or I used to have this feeling a lot more, where there's really, it felt like there was nothing that you could do about it. It was coming, and you just knew that you were going to have to deal with it or avoid it, and neither of those felt particularly good. As I have gotten older, I've learned ways to manage my speech so that anticipating a block actually is helpful, because it gives me some time to figure out how am I going to stutter openly and smoothly on that word. So I'm grateful now for the anticipation, where in years past, I would say the anticipation, that feeling was probably the worst feeling, because you knew that it was coming.
Feels kind of weird a little bit, kind of off.
It feels like I'm interrupting myself sometimes. Just like I want to have a conversation, but instead of something else interrupting me, it's my own self, because my stutter gets me stuck.
It just feels embarrassing when I stutter. I just feel like I'm doing stuff that not a lot of people like normally do, so it's different, and it's kind of embarrassing.
Ever since I was little, I've always thought that that my stuttering was something that that I should have been ashamed about, but but as I've gotten older, uh, uh, it has helped me uh, think uh, uh, think uh, uh, think about everything good in life.
Makes me feel like sometimes I just don't have the opportunity to say what I really want to say.
Something that I felt for most of my life is that I felt that I was a extroverted person trapped in an introverted person's body. And if you talk to any one of my friends, they would tell you that I love to talk a lot.
So it just it used to make me feel different, isolated from everybody else, but that's really when I was a young kid, and now I feel just like it's like something that I've had. It's sort of it is a part of me, but it's not. It doesn't necessarily define me. So it's kind of like growing up with like a peanut allergy. It's like, okay, your friends come sit with you at the peanut free table, but now it's more like, okay, my friends give me the time to talk that I need to express myself, and it's not something that I'm always thinking about having. It's just something that's there.
It's not something you can control. It just happens, and you can, you know, help it, but you can't cure it. It's nothing to control.
When it comes to stuttering, it's not something that uh, that some people might have control over, but at the same time, it is something uh, uh, it it's something that that everyone has.
Don't see it as a big block in your life, because I did until therapy and stuff.
You can't completely cure stuttering.
Something that I would like people to know about stuttering is more so about the cause, or what we think the cause of a stuttering is. That there is a very large genetic component to it. That it is physiological and neurological in you know in on nature, or that stuttering is not caused by nerves. It's not caused by anxiousness. It's not caused because I'm a shy person. I just want people to know that there are people who stutter. Nearly every reaction that I've ever got towards my speech is always because people don't know that I'm going to stutter prior to me speaking. So a lot of the times, if somebody might smile or somebody might laugh or have any type of reaction, it's not that they're trying to be rude. It's not that they're trying to be rude to me. It is that they're just purely shocked that something unexpected has happened. Once I kind of realized that several years ago, that was probably one of the biggest things that helped me kind of build my own self confidence. I was always kind of under the mentality that for some reason, like, I wasn't good enough to really have my voice heard, purely because I stutter. And looking back on that, that's absolutely a ridiculous.
that more boys stutter than girls?
I'd like for people to know that it's not a whole person. Somebody isn't just a stutterer. They're whoever they are, and they happen to have a stutter. And really look to who they are as a person, and look to the ways that you can connect with them that way. And really, the biggest thing that you can do for somebody is just give them the time to talk, and allow them to express themselves the way that they see fit.
Well, first thing is not to finish their sentences, and try not to try not to rush them.
It's not very helpful for me for when they finish my words. It's not very helpful when they kind of jump to a conclusion.
I don't like it when they point out or make fun of me.
I really hate when people will just say to slow down and think about what you're saying, because a lot of times that doesn't help. Because you can say as slow as you want, but you can still stutter. You can't just say like one word every 10 seconds and not stutter. I mean, you can still stutter. It's not gonna solve your problems.
Don't tell someone to think about it or slow down or stuff like that. It's they're trying. They honestly are.
I think the best way when it comes to stuttering is to always give them patience.
Being patient comes to mind first. Being accepting. A lot of the time, people feel the need to finish words or finish sentences, but really, a lot of the time, that's the person assuming that I want their unquote quote help. I have no issue with the fact that I stutter. I have no issue with the fact that it takes me longer to speak. For something that the listener can do, it's just let it listen. Something else that is helpful is I also feel like a lot of the time people want to ask me about my stuttering, but they're afraid that they're going to offend me. There's nothing wrong with asking good questions. I'm more than willing to answer anything that people want to know about me or about the way that I speak.
They can, just kind of just allow them to say what they want to say and not try to force them to say something like really fast, because sometimes they just can't say something at the normal rate of speed that someone else might be able to say it.
It's fun, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to take like 2 hours out of my time to come here, and then like yeah, it's fun. I think it's helped me a lot. Like before I started coming, I would just barely talk, and I would definitely not be confident enough to do most things I do now in talking.
It has helped me, kind of learn that stuttering doesn't have to hold you back, and that you can still do whatever you want if you stutter. That it doesn't prevent you from making the greatest speech of all time. It doesn't prevent you from saying what you want to say and getting your point across.
It's helped me realize that I'm not alone with my stutter. There's other people out there that have it just as bad as I do, if not worse.
So it's definitely given me a profound appreciation for a human's ability to communicate with one another, and how that can sort of be acquired, and you can have challenges with it, and also the ability that that someone's attitude toward something can actually physically affect them. Because for me, at least, when I started to become confident, and when I started to be more okay with having a stutter, that's when I started to become much more fluent, and I found that fascinating.
Basically, all the time when I had to talk to a stranger, like someone other than my family, and that it would be just hard.
I've always wanted just to speak out more to people, just connect with other people, but I felt like stuttering would have held me back from it. Definitely presentations in school. There's been times where I'll say, "Oh, I'm not finished with it yet," and I am finished. I just don't want to go up and do it in front of people because I'm stuttering. And now I just kind of deal with it after therapy.
It was difficult for me to actually do the video right here.
I'd not be afraid because I know that even if I stutter, it's kind of a good thing because I can go and tell my therapist, I did it.
Recently, I've been more of a more outspeaking person, but until recently, I was very quiet and content with myself. Didn't say much to anyone.
I just said that I can't just not do things that I want to do just because I stutter.
Well, the funniest things that I've had with that have just been when I've sort of met somebody and I notice that they stutter as well, and we can sort of relate and compare experiences over it. And so there have been many times I had a teacher who stuttered, who I was able to share experiences with. I've had actually other people in the fire service. Like I had a partner on the ambulance one time who had a stutter, and that was kind of interesting and I bet it was funny for the patients to have those two people treating them who were both stuttering in their histories and everything of that sort. But it's funny seeing the people who stutter around you and in your life, and who enter your life, and that's been an interesting experience for me.
There was one time where I kept trying to ask my friend something, and I was trying to say the word Marvel because we were talking about superheroes, and I kept stuttering on the word Marvel. So I was like, "Who's your favorite?" And I got stuck. And then I tried to say it again, and I got stuck again. And then I finally got it out, but we were all just cracking up about it because I just couldn't get it out.
Don't be afraid. It's not your fault that you got stuck with it, and it's not just you. It's 60 million people. It's not just you.
Figure out who real friends are and people who aren't just around to make fun of you. Because I've had that happen to me before, and now I've got my little friend group that is my real friends that don't care whether or not I stutter.
You don't have to let someone get in the way if you stutter.
We all have a voice, and we all deserve to be heard, no matter if we speak fluently or if we stutter, or if we have a different accent or dialect, or people who have a higher pitched voice, or people who have a lower pitched voice.
Don't doubt yourself. Don't keep putting yourself down because it'll just make it worse on yourself.
Out there, it's just a part of who you are and doesn't define who you are. And it's just you're just a person who stutters, and you are who you are, and believe it in yourself because you're awesome. And despite that, you've overcome so much, and you should be recognized as a beautiful person for that.
I stutter. It's part of me.
I stutter. It's part of me.
I forgot what it is.
I stutter. It's a part of me.
I stutter. It's a part of me, and I'm also proud to be an American.
I stutter. It's part of me.
I'm a person that stutters, and that's a part of me.
I stutter, it's part of me, and now it's time to go.